So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for my next video over here, and I run across an article. I just happened to run across an article from a little while ago. It says 12 escapist films and TV shows for a mental getaway. And the thumbnail to this article is Moonlight.
What's wrong?
I'm good.
No, I done seen good. And you ain't it.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero, aka the real Super Mario. Check out the main channels because the main channel is popping, aka YouTube's greatest fat man here, bringing you another video. Okay, so it's been a little while since I've gone back to the well of black escapism. Because I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to say. I didn't want to just say anything, you know what I'm saying, just because it's algorithmically good for the channel. I wanted something palpable to say about black escapism when I talked about it again. But, you know, I think this article is kind of drawing it out me, especially since Moonlight was the example that they used for black escapism, of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/rsmario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet. Now I'll shout you out this portion of the video. All right, so now I'm not sure what here is. From looking at it, it seems like a travel site. So I'm not quite sure why they're talking about black escapism, but I'm going to give them a shot. It says, take a well-earned mental vacation with these black films and television shows set around the world. So I assume that's what it is. I guess, like, because it's a travel show and these movies and shows are international or they're set in different places, that was the excuse to do the article. Okay. Actively battling two crises, the coronavirus pandemic and the systemic racism, is exhausting work to say the very least. So let me get this straight. When you want to escape racism and the trials and tribulations of life, you go and watch somebody else go through the trials and tribulations of life. When I need a moment to breathe in the midst of it all, there are two acts of protest.
Say that again?
Acts of protest. I find still significant but relaxing. Act of you one of these people that believe that consuming specific things is like political praxis. Like, oh, this is my act of protest. I'm gonna watch a black movie. First, divorcing blackness from the monolithic, fetishized images of suffering that pop culture proliferates when it tells our stories, looking at you, the help, amongst countless others. You do know that the thumbnail for this was Moonlight, right? All right, Moonlight is basically black depression, but blue. Like, that's what it is. It's like, oh, let me cast my depression as a young black teen in a shade of blue, as if it was directed by Zack Snyder. Like, okay, though. All right. The help is fetishizing black issues. Okay, all right. Second, learning and accepting it's okay to rest. It's difficult to keep your energy up and your spirits high in the long term if you're consistently anxious and have no source of even a momentary relief. And the thing is, this person is right there. Who wrote this? Tiana Adarad, you are right there. You're this close to actually realizing what black escapism should be. All right, because escapism is something that takes you out of the world and away from your problems for a couple of hours so that you can kind of recoup, rest your mind a little bit, and then once you get out, because you do have to get out eventually and go back into your life, you can continue to deal with it. And I know what people are going to say, like, oh, well, that's just wine and circuses. Like, yes, that was the whole point of wine and circuses. All right, back in ancient Rome, they let people come into the circus for free. The plebs and the downtrodden and just the regular people of Rome got to come in. They got to drink wine and eat bread and cheese and watch the circuses like they were the Hasidic people. Yes, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, does it address the problems of the day? No, but it does give you a respite from them so that you can better adjust, so you can better, deal with those problems of the day. That's a big part of what escapism should be. So the first movie on the list is Girls Trip. Now, I've never seen Girls Trip. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never watched it. But, trying to get me to sit through a movie with Queen Latifah, Tiffany Haddish, and Jada Pinkett, nah, I'm good, dog. I'm good. I'm good,
I want a woman that's going to arouse my intellect as well as my loins.
Where will you find such a woman?
In America.
So the second movie was Coming to America. So I'm like, okay, all right, this is a little bit better. It's a little bit better, as far as black escapism from what I'm talking about here. Zamunda was Wakanda before Wakanda was cool, all right? I'm just going to be honest with you. I like Coming to America. Now, the thing is, Coming to America is kind of Afrocentric, and there's nothing wrong with being Afrocentric or having Afrocentric media, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I think one thing that that black culture needs in general is non-Afrocentric escapism. Basically, it's not about being black, or it's not like, oh, this is Africa, this is an idealized version of Africa. Like, no, it's just escapism with somebody that happens to be black in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. Look at like anime, right? Look at something like Berserk. But it's one of the greatest stories to come out of Japan like ever. All right, Berserk is a huge story, and the thing is, it's not remotely Japanese. It's not Japanese centric. It's not really talking about Japanese issues. It's just a story, which is something that I think that the black community needs, just a story with somebody that happens to be black. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong. I think Coming to America is close. It's close. It's this close. Let's see what else you got, though.
To take the dunk out of the bag.
That's a classic right there.
Us. Oh my god. Okay, so you were close, and then you said. So, I mean, Us is definitely escapism, but it kind of falls right back into what the rest of black escapism is now. Where it's kind of like it's a vague allegory for the struggle. All right, because a lot of Jordan Peele's like earlier movies like Get Out or Us, they are kind of struggle movies. They're struggle movies, but there's enough allegory and there's enough like horror elements in there to where it doesn't feel like a struggle movie until you watch it enough times. All right, because that's what happened to me with Get Out, right? Get Out is really where this whole thing started for me years ago, because I was super hype about Get Out, okay? All right, I was pushing Get Out like crazy. I was sharing the trailer all over social media. This was before I was really on YouTube. And, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yeah, it's a black horror movie. This is going to be good. And, as I watched it over and over again, I was like, yo, this is pretty much a struggle movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get past, like, the allure of it, it is basically, racist white people that body snatch black people because they want to be black people, even though they're racist because they're modern day white people and they hate black people. That's essentially what Get Out was. And Us is kind of the same way as far as being like this, kind of struggle movie, both literally and figuratively. But Us is a little different. Instead of Us being specifically a black struggle movie, it's just kind of a us versus them allegory altogether. You know what I'm saying? You can really plug anything into that. It could be gay versus straight. It could be non-religious versus religious. It could be men versus women. You can plug anything into this and kind of come out with something similar. But of course, it is, black versus white, kind of, sort of, as far as the analogy goes. It's us versus them. it's a fun movie to watch, but I wouldn't say that's black escapism. I wouldn't say I want to escape into that if I'm trying to get away from my problems.
Please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, 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 please.
Good night.
Good night. Wait a minute. Is Jamie there?
Sam!
All right, she's gotta have it. Okay, so this movie came out before I was born. So it's a Spike Lee joint that came out before I was born. I have no idea. Let's read the synopsis here. So, the film that launched Spike Lee's career, black and white film, She's Gotta Have It, follows the beautiful Brooklynite Nora Darling. Mid! As she juggles her relationships with 3 men. Oh Lord, okay. Alright, is this escapism? Okay. A sweetheart, a model, and a bad boy, and enjoying her sexual freedom, a luxury afforded to men but rarely to women. Is this movie made in 2024? This feels like something that will be made like today. This feels like something that's about to come out, bro. Like, when all 3 lovers eventually meet, the group is forced to figure out what to do about Nora and risk losing her love completely. Yo, this movie is about 3 simps and the broad that's sleeping with them, bro. This was a Spike Lee joint? This is escapism? No, dog. This is not escapism. This is reality. There's probably 27 black chicks living this movie right now. Juggling 3 simps, you know what I'm saying, while selling feet pics on OnlyFans. Yo, this movie is basically like a reverse harem anime for millennial black women. That's what this is. This is a reverse harem anime for millennial black women so that they can have like a sexual power fantasy. Congratulations. You're just like the incels. Welcome to the club. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not exactly what I would want to escape into.
What you looking at me like that for? What, man? Come on, you just drove down here? Yeah.
Nigga, you gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, so the big one, Moonlight. So now I haven't seen Moonlight, to be honest, but I do know what it's about. All right, so Moonlight is about a kid named Charon, and basically it's his life living in Miami, set in like, I want to say it's set in like the 80s or the 90s. I know it's not set in the modern day, but basically it's about his life, him growing up from childhood to teenhood to adulthood, being a gay person of color. And I'm like, escapism is not the thing I would call it. All right, I mean, is it a good story? I mean, I guess. I've never seen the movie. It's just not my cup of tea, but it's like one of those big Oscar bait type of things. You know, one of those things that they gush over at the Oscars, but like 20 people goes to see it because it's not their thing. You know, it's like that. It's got that, to me, it's got that like the English Patient energy. Everybody and their mama talked about the English Patient back in the day. And I watched the English Patient. I just watched this dude get injured and then cheat on his wife with a nurse for 3 hours. And I'm like, this is the movie? Okay, bruh. And that's kind of what Moonlight is to me. And I'm like, okay, if you think this is escapism, I mean, that's up to you. But I don't think I would say like watching the life of a black guy, you know what I'm saying, in modern day is escapism. You know what I'm saying? I live that life minus being gay.
People say I talk with a white voice anyway, so why ain't it helping me out?
Well, you don't talk white enough. I'm not talking about Will Smith's wife. I'm talking about the real deal, like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer, this is Langston from Regal View. I didn't catch you at the wrong time, did I?
So the next one, Sorry to Bother You. And I'm like, you know, I like Sorry to Bother You, But I don't think this is what I would want if I'm trying to escape. All right, because to be honest, Sorry to Bother You was kind of my life. I worked at a call center and for some of the best years of my life, you know what I'm saying? So I know what it is to work at a call center. I know what it is to create the white voice. And luckily, I wasn't in a cold call center. I wasn't doing sales. I was doing customer service. So I didn't have to do the white voice all the time. But sometimes you do want to develop that type of voice, you know. But they had to call me, so I'm not calling you. You know what I'm saying? If I had to call somebody to leave a message, then you want to do the white voice, the extra professional voice. Hello, my name is Mario. I am calling from blah, blah, blah company. Like, you know, you want to do the professional voice. But would I say it's escapism? Like, no. Mainly because of the themes of Sorry to Bother You. All right, so Sorry to Bother You is about a guy who works as a telemarketer, and he has to find his white voice, quote unquote, in order to succeed in this professional environment. Now, this kind of thing is something that you hear a lot from progressives, that professionalism is a very white-centric thing. All right, professionalism, like sounding professional, you know, looking professional, not using slang, you know, the way your hair go, all this stuff seems to be very white. At least that's the way progressives look at it. And so in order for him to find his white voice is actually his professional voice. All right, professionalism is white. That's the way they think about it. And that's one of the main themes of the movie. Like the movie kind of spirals off into themes about like corporatism and like protesting corporatism, but the main theme is, you know, you have to have this mask of professionalism, this white professionalism, in order to succeed in the white man's world. And this is what I don't really like about the movie. This is the problem with black escapism. Everything goes back to the struggle. And not everything needs to be a struggle. Okay?
Go, shawty. It's my birthday, but no one cares because I'm not having a party because I'm feeling sorry for myself.
Insecure. This is literally just black lady television. This isn't even really escapism. Like, all right, because all these stories take place in the modern day. Most of them take place in the modern day. Most of them are about strong characters of color. Yeah, okay, I think I can clock out here as far as this goes. Look, when it comes to black escapism, all right, what I think the black community needs more of are movies that are just about black people, but it's not about, like, it's not capital B black. You know what I'm saying? You want an interesting example of black escapism? Look at, like, Lee from The Walking Dead. All right, Lee is a black dude, but his story is not remotely about him being black. It's about him trying to survive a zombie apocalypse with his daughter figure that he probably technically adopted at this point. That's escapism. The story is not about him being black. It's not about the struggle. All right, I mean, I think there might be a racist character in there somewhere. There might be, but I don't remember them off the top of my head, so I might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's not fighting against oppression. He's fighting against zombies. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about when it comes to black escapism. You know, something that's kind of simplistic. Now, is there room for stuff like, you know, Sorry to Bother You or Moonlight? Or yeah, there's totally room for that. But that shouldn't be the center of where black escapism is. That's what I think. You know what? I got an idea. I'm going to do a series. I'm going to do a series of videos on how to and how not to do black escapism. That's what I'm going to do. All right, you know what? What's this lady's name? Tiana Atride. You've inspired me. All right, I'm gonna try to fix black escapism. Let's go. That's about it for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here because it is getting pretty long. But yeah, of course, check out some more videos here on the channel. I think my Dragon Quest video should be up here somewhere, and then I think over here are 2 other videos that YouTube's algorithm think that you might like. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.